Six Flags Magic Mountain is enormous, and is currently home to more roller coasters than any other park in the world. Chances are, if you're watching this video, that you've already been to Magic Mountain or you're planning a visit. In either case, just knowing a few simple tips and tricks that don't cost any extra money could make a huge difference on your visit. As someone who frequently visits Magic Mountain, today I'll be sharing some tips and tricks that I use to get the most out of my day at Magic Mountain. You can use these whether you're a serious thrill seeker or just looking to have a good time. So let's get started. The walk to the entrance from the parking lot can take upwards of 10 minutes. It is often hot, and it's a hit or miss whether the park is running buses on that day. If it's a crowded day, you could be parking all the way behind Scream or even in the dirt section. So what should you do? You should park closer, and here's how. Whether it's crowded or not, there is always going to be a park employee directing you where to park. Often, your best interest in parking in the closest possible area is not first in their mind. They will assign you to park next to whatever car came in front of you. I usually encourage following park rules, but in this case, it makes no sense. Simply don't listen to what they say. I've done this multiple times and nothing has happened. Especially if you're arriving later in the afternoon, many people who came early and got a closer spot probably have already left, and now their spot is empty. Look for these empty spots, and 9 out of 10 times, you'll find a spot that is much closer than the spot you would have parked in originally. This hack could save you upwards of 10 minutes of a hot, sweaty walk, and as someone who has a fractured ankle right now, walking is not really something I want to be doing a lot of. Another way to minimize unnecessary walking is to use shortcuts, and I have two great ones. When you first enter the park, directly to your right, you'll notice a Looney Tunes store. Simply walk through this store, which happens to be air-conditioned, and you'll find yourself right near full throttle. This is a great hack if you're looking to access the right side of the park more quickly, which happens to be where Twisted Colossus is located. This shortcut can also be used when you exit the park. I apologize for the vertical footage in advance, but this is the second shortcut. Use the exit on the New Revolution to skip the entire area where you'd have to walk around Viper and X2. This is a great shortcut, and if you follow the path, it'll lead you right to the Grand Carousel. This is great if you're walking back from Apocalypse or West Coast Racers and you want to exit the park as quickly as possible. Another problem with Magic Mountain is that food is expensive and often not very good. One simple way around this is to just pack your own food. The food from home is definitely far cheaper and healthier than anything available in the park. Just make sure to bring stuff that won't melt and that will keep well in a bag for a few hours. I understand that if you're going to be spending your whole day at the park, you don't want to be carrying around a heavy bag of snacks on your back. So I have a solution. The best place to eat in the entire park is the twin-charged taco stand, located right next to Apocalypse. The food here is actually good. It feels a little bit more whole because you can actually see the chicken in your taco, and the onion and cilantro add a delicious, fresh flavor. The only way to go if you're going to eat at a restaurant in Magic Mountain is at the twin-charged taco stand. Speaking of problems about Magic Mountain, let's talk about the bathrooms. They are often dirty, disgusting, and graffitied at worst. So where should you do your business? While many of the bathrooms are small and cramped and loaded with people, the ones by West Coast Racers are not. For Six Flags standards, they are clean and spacious. They both have multiple stalls, unlike some other bathrooms in the park. These are always the cleanest bathrooms whenever I go, and I'm pretty sure it's because they're almost brand new. These are the newest bathrooms in the park and opened with West Coast Racers in 2020. The area by West Coast Racers and Apocalypse is the place to be if you need a bio break. Of course, when talking about Six Flags, it's impossible to avoid the lines. Lines can either make or break your visit. While the only real way of cutting down time in lines is to buy a Flash Pass, I do have a few tips and tricks. It took me over an hour to make this spreadsheet, so please look at it. People often judge how long the line will take based on how long it is. That's not always the case. Many rides have different capacity running multiple trains, and so on and so forth with different operations. The spreadsheet above shows the different coasters at Magic Mountain and how fast their line moves and whether I think they're worth the wait. A quick note about X2. Oftentimes, the park is only running one train because the other train is in maintenance. Unless the line is literally a walk-on, do not wait. One train operations, even a short line, could take upwards of an hour. In addition to my spreadsheet, you can find real-time line information on the Six Flags app. I'm not peddling this app, and obviously I'm not paid by Six Flags, but it's actually really good. It's free to use, and when you're in the park, it shows the lines on all the different attractions. You're also able to order food online, so you don't have to wait in those pesky food lines. In addition, if you're not too familiar with the park, the app also provides a simple-to-use map that'll help guide you. The app is free, and it's definitely worth the time it would take to get it. Another super important factor in determining how successful your visit is how well the rides are running. This is obviously inconsistent and varies day by day and by temperature, but the main thing you can do to make sure you have the best experience on each ride is to choose the best row. Many people who just waited in an hour-plus line get cold feet when they see the front row line at 15 minutes or more, and instead they choose to ride in the middle. Don't do that. The row you sit in completely alters your experience. Once again, I spent over an hour making this next chart, so please look at it. I feel it'll be super helpful in determining what row you should sit in on each coaster, and it will make your day so much better. Quick recap on the important coasters. Apocalypse, back row is the only row to ride. Full Throttle, back is better for the backwards launch, but I understand the front for the main launch. Tatsu, back row for max intensity on the pretzel loop. X2, back row for maximum insanity. On Twisted Colossus, both the back and front row provide amazing experiences, but they're different. I recommend riding both, but waiting for whichever one is shorter. On Scream, front row is the only way to go, along with Goliath, front row for maximum speed. Goliath's actually really good in the front row. I hope these tips and tricks help you on your next visit. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.